Hey, my lovelies, welcome. I don't know. This is my first time actually recording on the phone, so if there are any inconsistencies, please bear with me. So, if you're new here, thank you so much for subscribing. I love you so much. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So, guys, I have a story time for you. I have been looking for a family. Seriously, I've been looking for place to belong to. I haven't really had a family since I left Christianity. I was born a Christian and I was in Christianity for maybe 16, 17 years. I stopped going to church immediately I left the house because after that time I was also questioning. I wasn't receiving answers. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. And I crave that community which the church offers. So I decided to go search for my own community, and I was looking through several religions that aligns with my core belief system, and I found one which was Eckankar. Some of their belief system aligned with my very core, which is God is genderless, God is love, God is not some sort of a tyrant who punishes people for not worshiping Him. That jazz, all those vibes. And they talked about spirituality, karma, reincarnation, all those things. I actually believe in them. They resonate with me. So I was like, okay, let me go pay this church, not church, this temple a visit. So I went, but I went really late, and this is very significant to the story. I went late. Why I went late was that I decided to go to a temple that was closest to me. So when I got there, I was told that they had all moved to a bigger auditorium because that was the first Sunday of the month. So I was like, okay, I drove there. So it took me like an extra 1 hour plus to get there. So it was a 2 hour service, but 1 hour something had gone. So I missed out on a lot. But when I got there, I met people on the chair like this, chanting the word "you," "H-U." Now there was this big screen. There were speakers everywhere. Now on this big screen, there was the word "you" on it, and the speakers. The word "you" was coming out of the speakers, and everyone was transfixed. Everyone was eyes. Some people were eyes closed. Some people were looking around. Or just, oh yeah, some of them were also distracted because I was looking. Being the first timer. So they were all saying the word "you." At a point, the person who was officiating the meditation or the contemplation, I don't know what they were doing, it seemed to me like some sort of a meditation, but they never want to call it meditation. I'll get back to that. So the person who was officiating was like contemplation, and everybody there doing their thing. I didn't know what they were doing. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, it was a well organized place. There was quite a number of people there. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be something. So after the service, I was ushered into a visitation room where someone was assigned to me. Now, in that visitation room, there were one-on-one discussions happening between newcomers and people that were there. Sort of were there like a guide, you know. So I was assigned to a man, and I sat down. And I started asking questions. So I was asking questions on what is the core belief system of Eckankar. And the questions, I asked questions like, what's the core belief system of your church or your temple? And he explained to me that, oh, they believe God is love. They believe in soul being an infernal thing. They believe that God is heard in everything. God is sound. He even told me that if you turn on your refrigerator or any electrical appliance, what you hear is you. If you listen to the wind, what you hear is you. That's you, H-U, is the sound of God. Okay, firstly, he talked about reincarnation. Down, everything started going downhill from there. He told me about reincarnation, and he said people who came into this world with some kind of deformities or some genetic diseases, some people who came crippled, blind, it's as a result of their past life and what they've done in the past. I was like, isn't that an incentive not to show kindness to people? because you think that they must have done something in their past life. He told me that no, that personally he's kind to people because he wants to protect his own karmic energy, you know, because he doesn't want to bring bad karma to himself. But I was like, okay, if your core belief system is this person must be afflicted because of what they have done, then it will be justifiable for some people to say, okay, I'm not going to help. Let that person face their karma. And he went ahead to give me an illustration that he had a conversation with someone who was really mean to him, who was rude to him. I mean, there were two of them. He decided not to be mean back because he wants to protect his own karmic energy. And the person who was mean is going to get karma. And I was like, so where is the justice in that? So your religion is teaching you to be a walkover? Because I can go around blinding everybody's eyes in this auditorium, seeing people who have the same, core belief system. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be the only one with eyes, and they are all going to be blind. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna work. And it was like, no, justice is for God. Just keep your karma clean. All good things will come to you. Blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, that didn't really answer my question, but all right. Afterwards, we talked about contemplation, and I was like, isn't that meditation? He was like, no, you go into yourself. I was like, that's meditation. You focus on your chakra, which is here, and go into yourself and ask for guidance if you need solution for something, and ask for uh, healing if you're sick, and ask for money if you're broke. Just go within yourself, that there is power within the self. Um, you know, and I was like, okay, like a meditation, but he refused to acknowledge that it's meditation. He called it contemplation. I was like, okay. Then I said, I have a question about the soul. What is a soul? Then he told me that a soul is an internal entity. The soul is us. Our body is just a vessel. And in the physical world, that there are so many planes and so many dimensions. And, it all talked about the emotional plane. We talked about the mental plane. I can't remember all the planes we talked about. Then I was like, okay, if we are to leave this body, this meat suit, um, and we ascend or descend into another dimension, do we take up a form? He couldn't answer that. He said only the Marahanta knows about it, and that's why they are here, for the Marahanta to guide them into a higher dimension and into a higher astral plane. That brought me to the question about the Maranta. I was like, okay, why are there pictures of the Maranta everywhere? It's giving me, graven images, giving me worship of a white man, that kind of thing. And it was like, no, that they just put it there for respect. But the Marahanta, now this is what got me really mad. He said the Marahanta, the spirit of the Marahanta precedes every other religion. That every other religion takes inspiration from the Marahanta. I was like, no, that's not possible, because Hinduism, Buddhism, these are all religions that existed even before Christianity. Okay, so, and I can see some influence from East Asia. And I read the book they gave me, and which just confirmed everything that I talked about. He got teaching. Howard Kemp, that's the white man. I'll put him here. He got teaching, and he was trained by East Asians, probably Buddhist monk. They didn't say, or Hindu, someone who is enlightened in Hindu, or Tao, or one of these East Asian religion, which he took, made his own, and brought people to follow him before he died. So, but he was trying to tell me that other religion took you inspiration. I was like, no, I'm not gonna accept this. But okay, I'll just let you talk. You know what I mean? I'll just let you talk. So he talked. I didn't agree with him. He was just talking. Where I did not agree with him, I'll be like, where I agree, I'll be like, okay. So we talked and learned about all sorts of things. But these things I'm talking about right now are the things that were significant to me, that jumped out to me. So now, the thing that bust my brain, scattered my dada, like, hey, gee. I now asked him, okay, how do I become a member then? He said, you can only become a member if you pay $50. I was like, what? 50 what? $50. Do you know what the exchange rate? I mean, I can't afford $50, okay? But do you know what the exchange rates now right now? But why should I even pay at the first place? He said, no, you're not paying to join, you're paying to order materials that will help you, you know, that will help you know more about the Maranta, know more about our religion. You have to order them. And I was like, so if I don't pay $50, then I'm not a member. I said, no, I will not be a member if that money is not paid. I was like, okay, if it's because of publication, I mean, you have a publication. Why don't you here in Nigeria just make copies of it and give to people who actually are seeking truth. That means if a poor person comes now who probably is unemployed, doesn't have any source of income, comes to join, the person will be put out because they don't have $50. And by the way, $50 is a lot of money. Okay, $50 is like how much is dollar? No, dollar is like 720. $50 is like 35,000 naira, 35,400. Eh? For waiting, just to join a religion. So he said and I will also pay for some publications they bring every 3 months or 6 months, depends on when they have new publications. So basically, I'm paying for membership and I'm paying for books. So that was actually giving me that was like I was like no. I was so disappointed. Really, I had high hopes for this particular religion. I had high hopes because um I like I said earlier, their beliefs I gravitated towards their belief system and for this to be happening is giving me the vibe of elitism, classicism, giving me the vibe of you're worshiping a white man. It was so funny, guys, seeing those pictures of that white man, just hanging everywhere in church, and it didn't sit well with me. Sorry. If you're white, okay, I'm not. Oh, it didn't sit well with me. Just like it doesn't sit well with me when I see graven images of Jesus everywhere. It doesn't sit well with me. So, guys, I have gone through this book. I read it, and it's really enlightening. But will I be attending anymore? No, I don't think so. I don't think I will be attending. The whole thing just, except maybe there's someone from that Eckankar religion that will come and explain more to me. Probably the man was, kind of ignorant. I don't know, but it just didn't sit well for me, and I will never go back there again. Never. So, guys, that is it for me for today. I'm going to see you in my next post. Bye.